This timeout is sponsored by Augie's Locker Room. Augie's features the largest collection of Notre Dame football memorabilia and gifts, including rare and hard-to-find items.
Hey, this is Augie, Augie's Locker Room. Website, augieslockerroom.com. Visit us here or the website.
It is senior day for Marcus Freeman's 2023 Fighting Irish. 31 seniors and graduates will walk. About 2 handfuls can probably return, but that's a story for another month. I'm Tim O'Malley with Tim Priester of Irish Illustrated, John Brice of Irish Illustrated, and FootballScoop. And Tim, there's one obvious advantage Notre Dame has in this game, and that is when Wake Forest has the football, the front seven of Notre Dame should be able to handle what Wake Forest brings.
Yeah, this is not a very good offensive line for Wake Forest. It generally is a little bit lacking anyway, but it's down this year, and obviously the quarterback play is key. Michael Kern will be making his first start. I was glad to see that your Wake Forest insider agreed with what I said, that I thought that he was the guy that looked like the best passer of the three, but that's not going to be enough. I like their running backs, but they're not going to have a whole lot of room to run. I'm not sure that they can score a touchdown today. Notre Dame's offense, I know there's always a lot of jokes about Notre Dame's offense. If you hold Wake Forest without a touchdown, Notre Dame will be able to score enough points to win the game.
Yeah, I don't think, John, we're in a situation where we're worrying if Notre Dame's going to win the game unless there's the 4-1, 4-0 turnover issue. And anything can happen when that goes down. But what are you looking for Notre Dame's offense today? Because Wake Forest defense is capable. The Wake Forest defense, they'll sack the quarterback once in a while. They play on the other side of scrimmage as well.
I think Notre Dame's offense has to play like it has nothing to lose, because it absolutely has nothing to lose. It has to show as much as it can possibly show these final 2 games of the regular season. It starts right now this afternoon inside Notre Dame Stadium against the Wake Forest team that is okay on defense, but of the good defenses that Notre Dame has seen this year, it would be at the bottom of that list. And so Notre Dame needs to take advantage of that. I do think that Jaden Thomas will be back in some capacity today. Not as much optimism going into the Clemson game when they thought he was full go, but indicated he'll work back in today. And look for Jordan Faison to be more emphasized today. That's the plan going in. We all have a plan until we get punched in the mouth, right, Mike Tyson? But that's the plan. They want to get Faison more involved. They think he can stretch the field. I think he can do some more things, even in jet sweeps or some quick action. They want to utilize his speed more. They need to utilize his speed more. And they've got to free things up for Sam Hartman and the running game.
Yeah, they really need Faison because Chris Tyree is the only consistent weapon right now without Mitchell Evans. I still think they're going to try to work in Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price into the passing game just for a little bit in the screen game. It's been tough. As you pointed out, Audric Estime catches everything. He's 17 targets, 17 receptions, but it's all short stuff to the running backs. Sam Hartman needs a little bit of help. The running backs might be able to provide it. And also the tight ends, because without Mitchell Evans, that was a poor showing in Clemson.
Yeah, I didn't think Holden Stays played a very good game as the lead tight end.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll go back to him again. But, Faison is this whole notion of former walk-on. He's one of their best receivers, so that doesn't matter. And, you hope that...
So is the former running back is one of their best receivers.
Well, that's very true. Yeah. He has had the most success, per target. But, I look at this game and I wonder, I know a lot of people have wondered, and I got to admit, I wonder too, how will Sam Hartman's emotions carry him today? I'm not convinced that he will handle this necessarily very well. I think there's going to be a lot of, not only his last game in Notre Dame Stadium for Notre Dame, but he's playing against Wake Forest where he had a lot of success. So I'm not sure about that. I think Notre Dame can run the football a little bit. Wake Forest does have, as you said, JB, I like their defensive end, number 30. Like their linebackers, they've got number 1. Their Carson, their cornerback, is good. They can do some things, but again, if Wake Forest is punting the football all day, more reps for the Notre Dame offense, and that should take its toll.
I'm glad you brought up punting the football because I wanted to ask you going into this. Notre Dame's defense is what creates offense the last 2 games at home. Wake Forest might be smart to punt the football at times because the Irish defensive special teams have created a lot of offense, short fields against USC and Pitt. If that happens again today, that's where you get that 25, 30-point spread.
Yeah, and if Notre Dame gets out early, this is not a Wake team equipped to come from behind, particularly with the guy making his first start on the road. And so you're right. Notre Dame special teams have done a lot down the stretch, even and the defense forcing the short field for the touchdown at Clemson. Again, I just think that Notre Dame has to be really aggressive on both sides of the football. And we've not touched on the fact Notre Dame is going to have some new faces playing more significant roles along the offensive line. I think that's a big key. I think that's a huge opportunity for Billy Schrouth, not just here in this moment, but to provide some optimism and provide some body of work on tape against a quality Power 5 opponent of what can be the potential of this offensive line moving forward.
Yeah, this is the Tim Priester tidbit of information hour, because Ashton Craig last year told about, and Billy Schroth, who you interviewed and posted a story on Irish Illustrated this week. He's a guy that may not give jobs back once Billy Schroth gets ingrained in the position, but he does need to work on things, and he was asked a lot about pass protection, and that's something he'll probably have to work on today, because Wake Forest they do attack to play on the other side of the scrimmage.
They do.
Yeah.
I not only like Billy Schrouth the player, I like Billy Schrouth the individual.
Yes, he's great to talk to.
I mean, I really love the way he handles himself. I tried to engage him in conversation. Why do you think you didn't win the starting job? And I'm forward thinking. This is the way it was meant to be. He embraces the whole. He didn't use the phrase, but you could tell by the way he was describing it. He embraces the whole choose hard mantra that Marcus Freeman has, and so I expect him to play well. I'm very interested to see how him and Ashton Craig play, because Ashton Craig is going to be the center for Notre Dame next year, and then they're going to have to work out a very guard-heavy offensive line room.
And to your point, real quickly, TP, I love the demeanor of Billy Schrouth. I think that's what you're getting at. I'm fired up to see how fired up he is out on the field today, because he's got that edge to him. And I forget the exact phrase he used Tuesday night in talking to us, but it was basically like, I'm just fired up and can't wait to get off out there.
And I want to throw this in. You guys were talking about defense. There are a couple interceptions for Notre Dame today, and what I would like to see, this is my prediction, I'm clinging to it, I'm going to stick to it. Cam Hart, last appearance, Notre Dame Stadium, a pick six. I'd love to see that for him.
Hey, just throwing one more thing on Billy Schrouth, as Harry Heastan said about him, remember he arrived and he had to have foot surgery right away. The kid never had a bad day going through the snow. Never had a bad day. Any meeting he came into, he was ready to roll. So Irish fans get their first real look at Billy Schrouth today. That is it pregame. We'll be back postgame with more Irish Illustrated instant analysis.